Here along 19th Street, this mess is repeated along several buildings. You can see the sheer force of this tornado. What it did, it completely threw all of these concrete blocks right to the ground. They do have the person they believe killed them in custody. We're going to gather much more information as this double homicide investigation continues here off of Hillsdale Avenue. As snowfall totals have gone up, salt supplies are going way down. Normally here at this state highway department building here in Breathitt County, this would be full of salt where I'm standing. But we're going to pan down and show you what you see in just a parking lot just off that intersection. A lot of packed snow, some slush. That's what you're going to find when you go into those turn lanes. In fact, it's so cold they say the water they use to fight this fire is now freezing all up and down the street here. Give you more as we find it out, but again, a serious accident here just before 11 on Muir Station Road in the northeast part of the county. And if you see this tree line behind me here, if you go down about 10 feet into a creek behind there, that's where police say this man's body was found. For some reason, the Nissan Xterra followed it into that right shoulder of the road and slammed right into the back of the bus. Now, it is chilly and blustery out here tonight, but that did not keep the stars away. Many of them made their way down this red carpet just moments ago. As you can see, they've set up these barriers here to protect people here in the neighborhood. Now let's pan down and give you a closer look at what exactly is happening here. That ground has sunk down so low, it has left this sidewalk here completely unsupported. I'm going to try to show you with this yardstick here. If you put this all the way down, that's at least 3 feet right there. And then I can tell you it goes down another 2 to 3 feet. Deeper than that, 6 feet in some spots. Well, it is simply unimaginable to think about some of the things these two kids had to see, but they came to us wanting to tell their story so we could shed more light on what may have led to these horrific murders. That's the LEX 18 Big Story. When police say 47-year-old Stanley Neese began a 45-minute rampage through this Mount Carmel trailer park, Cheyenne Strong was right in the middle of it.
Because Stanley said if I didn't open the door, then he was going to shoot us. So I opened the door. I told him not to shoot me. He said, I'm not going to shoot you.
But Strong says Neese went on to shoot and kill her mother, grandmother, and 3 others. It's something the 11-year-old says still doesn't seem real.
I still don't believe that they're dead. I think they're still alive. My mind hasn't came to the thought that they're dead yet.
Timothy Martin says Neese, wearing pajamas and a pocket full of ammunition, made him watch as he then shot 2 of his cousins in cold blood.
He told me to walk up through the highway with him and never did. He shot all the family and stuff like that, and he told me to go out in the street and have fun and play with my friends.
Neighbors say Neese had been making threats about doing something on September 11th after his wife, Sandra Neese, said she wanted to get a divorce.
He said, you ain't getting no divorce, that if I can't have you, nobody's gonna have you like that.
Cheyenne Strong says the anger spilled over Saturday morning when Neese took some orange juice meant for her.
My granny got mad at him and she took it from him, and then the next thing I know, he's running down the hallway with a gun.
Timothy Martin says it's a miracle he and several others who had to dodge bullets were able to survive.
I'm glad that I'm alive, and I'm glad that God was over top of me.
Now, Timothy Martin, who you saw there, and Cheyenne Strong are both in Lexington now as family cares for them here. Strong tells me she is glad to be away from that Breathitt County trailer park where all this happened.
Their flight touched down in Cincinnati overnight. Jeff Allen was there and has their very happy homecoming.
Well, it was an emotional reunion here at Terminal 2 here at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport earlier this morning as several Central Kentuckians in a church group from Frankfort finally made their way back from Haiti after being stuck in the country several days after the earthquake.
I think it was horrible, and I know that they were going to be home soon.
For 9-year-old Brittany Kincaid, the 2-week wait for her mommy was almost over.
I've been worried about them.
And for good reason. Her mother and brother were in Haiti on a mission trip when the earthquake happened. They survived it, but then were stranded, not able to fly back home. But the group from Frankfort's Capital City Christian Church eventually made their way by car to the Dominican Republic and then finally got a flight back home.
Hurry, 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 Mom, get off the plane. Here, Mama.
I miss you.
Bye, sweetheart.
I was worried if I would ever see my family and friends again, but here we are. We made it.
Danielle Kincaid had her son Christian with her.
The cars in the driveway shook back and forth like M&Ms in a package. It was scary. There was people screaming at all hours of the night.
The experience has made the 12-year-old appreciate what he's coming back to.
Because their houses has crushed and their family members have died, and I get to come home to my sisters and all my other family members in my house.
Give me a hug.
I miss you.
And not everyone from the Capital City Christian Church are back quite yet. A couple more members of the mission group are due back in on a flight later today.
A strong storm destroyed a building in downtown West Liberty after winds ripped the roof right off a gas utility company there. Jeff Allen shows us the damage in Morgan County.
Well, there was 2 or 3 cracks of thunder and lightning, and then this happened.
Strong winds roared through downtown West Liberty about 7:30 last night and ripped the entire roof off the Elam Utilities Company, sending metal and wood flying through the air. Those winds were so strong they picked the utility company's roof up and threw it over several homes, landing it right here in Arnold Nichols' garden.
You can see my garden, it's just about gone. But we're very, very lucky. Nobody was hurt.
But Carl Froning says lightning nearly struck him as the storm was approaching, just feet away from where that roof landed.
And all of a sudden I just see this big flash of white, you know, like a flash bomb in your face. I hit the ground and I stood up and I couldn't hear nothing.
Meanwhile, Elam Utility, which supplies natural gas for West Liberty, is moving to a temporary office after rain poured into their building.
It's going to take us a while to recover, but God, if He sends us rain, He'll send us a rainbow, so we're not going to worry about it.
And she feels bad about Arnold Nichols' garden.
He said, I really had a good garden this year, had 3 different kinds of zucchini, but, you know, I'm sorry.
Nature's funny.
Covering the news in Morgan County, Jeff Allen, LEX 18 News.
Police say the men behind it were stealing hundreds of dollars worth of lottery tickets without clerks even knowing it until they were caught on camera. Jeff Allen is live in Scott County tonight with new information.
Hello, Kristen. Well, it was about this time last night at this pilot station here in Scott County where this multi-state lottery ticket stealing crime spree came to an end. And 2 of the 3 men that police arrested, they say, were involved are no strangers to breaking the law. In fact, one of them, we've learned, was caught for this very same crime before. More now, tonight's LEX 18 big story at 11. Minutes after LEX 18 aired this surveillance video from inside the Williamsburg pilot at 6 Friday night, workers inside the McDonald's pilot in Scott County realized the men on the tape were in their game room and called police.
When we arrived, 2 subjects were in a vehicle sitting outside. One of the workers at Pilot pointed to the vehicle. We went over there and talked to them, identified them.
Police say the same men who had stolen 1,500 lottery tickets in Williamsburg Tuesday struck again in Scott County at the Pilot and across the street at this Shell station. When they were busted Friday, they were even wearing the same clothes. And in each case, they were using a contraption called a slug to repeatedly steal tickets.
They were a little plastic piece, something cut out of a divider that you use in a notebook. They use them to slide into the machines, and it retrieves their money when they slide it in, so their money isn't lost. They gain credits that way.
Police arrested 39-year-old Charles Smith Jr., 43-year-old Fred Jackson Jr., and one of the men's nephews, 23-year-old Devin Barnett. Police say Jackson served time for the same crime back in 2001 in Kenton County, getting an early release after he testified before the Kentucky Gaming Commission in an effort to curb the offense. And police have been looking for Charles Smith since he skipped out of a court appearance. Police arrested him in Pulaski County back in 2008 after an all-out search for him earlier that year in Whitley County after he rammed a police cruiser following a robbery in Tennessee. And police are still looking into exactly where else these men may have stolen lottery tickets from. Their car that they used is still here at this pilot station here tonight. And inside that car, police say they found 200 lottery scratch-off tickets from a Kroger off New Circle Road in Lexington. And they believe they have evidence that they may have even pulled this off at a business down in Georgia. We're covering the news live in Scott County from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Kristen, now back to you.
All right, Jeff, thanks.